everyone, welcome to my part 2 of the review of the Kerikit Midi bags. In part 1 I go over my first impressions of both bags, and I focus on the full size amber and the midi amber in that video. This one is for the Lennoxes, so I have a full size Lennox here and then the Midi Lennox here. And as I talked about in the first video, when I first unboxed them, and it wasn't my first impression when I first saw the samples, for it was more the amber that I was after, but I had tagged on a Lennox, and then when I opened the boxes, the Lennox was like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. It is just a perfect size. It is more of a handbag size. It has all the organisation that you'd expect from a Kerikit bag. It's the same layout as the full-size Lennox. It's just a smaller, I think it's 20% smaller than the full size, and that's primarily in its height. If I put one next to the other, there's a big chunk of leather here, but width-wise they're not overly dissimilar. It's the height tends to be the biggest difference, which obviously affects the slouch. It's not as slouchy, but it does slouch. It's just not as slouchy as the full-size Lennox. So I got it out of the box, absolutely loved it, used it continuously, it's a brilliant bag. My week tends to vary. I'm a part-time working mum, so I'm not always using small bags. I'm using work bags, and I'm travelling to London, so I tend to have very dedicated bags that I keep all that sort of stuff into. So for home, I don't always go out with all 3 children. I wanted something that I could just be much more flexible. Anyone who's familiar with Jujube and the Hobo Bee, it is one of my favourite bags for that sort of purpose. A Hobo Bee comes to about here, so it's a similar width, depth, most layout apart from the mummy pocket difference, and it comes to here. It is in that sort of range of size, if you're familiar with that. But it's full grain leather, it's gorgeous. This is the antique rose one, just love the colour. Can't wait to get more in the autumn winter to see what colours. I'm definitely having the oxblood, because oxblood, I have the Thor in oxblood, and it is a beautiful colour. I absolutely love it. And I may go for one more, but don't tell husband. There you go. So that's the Midi Lennox. It's exactly the same as the full size. So what I thought I would do, I have got a packing review on this bag, but in part 1 I move everything from my full size amber to my midi amber, and it's all in here. I'm going to do midi amber to Midi Lennox. So let's put that over there, just to show you between them what you can do. So I still got my scarves in there. So let's start with the inside. So I have my water bottle. Of course I changed the prints. This has all come from a navy amber. I will change my prints to be more aligned. Now, as you will see, that is too tall for the Lennox. I normally use this one, but just to show you the comparisons, that I've taken that out and I've actually swapped bottles because that is too big. So yeah, so the 9 ounce is the perfect height in the Midi Lennox. So change number 1. Also in the side pocket here, I have a hard case from Jujube with my prescription sunglasses in. I'm going to try and put that in this pocket on this side. It's a little tight. Sometimes with the Kerikit bags, I find that when you use the bottle pockets tend to be tight on first use, but the more you use them, they kind of loosen up a little bit. But I have been using this bag quite a lot, so but it's just a tight fit compared to how it was in the ambers. It's fine in there. So the Midi Lennox has the back pockets here. I'm going to leave that closed, and as I had in the Midi Amber, I've got the 2 sets of antibacterial wipes and normal winter wipes. Oh, in there on one side, leaving the press stud there. I'm going to take my Medikit that was in the back pocket and put it in that one. So that's the 2 zip pockets. So on this side we have the elasticated pockets. Now I have loose in here. This was the bag with 2 sets of clothes. I would never carry 2 sets of clothes in this bag, but for science purposes we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to put that in there. So I think that's everything from the inside of the bag. Now in the side pocket over here, I have my little face mask and gloves because we're in lockdown, and I have my small set piece that has the hair ties and stuff. I'm going to put that in that pocket there where the key thing is. So my keys will still go nicely in there as well. So I'll just show it Lennox. Have anything. So I usually keep one for snacks. So I will keep the second one to put snacks in because I haven't got snacks in the bag because they've all been eaten. I have a few little bits here. So an extra hand sanitizer. Well, actually, it's the only hand sanitizer because what I realised is my hand sanitizer that I have on here, the clip doesn't fit the thicker D-rings on here. So I tend to keep a hand sanitizer inside the pocket rather than elsewhere. My Gabby wallet. In fact, I'm going to use the back pocket for the Gabby wallet. So I can put my wallet, my Gabby wallet and phone in the back pocket. Keys can go there, snacks can go there. And there you go. Okay. So zipping that up, all fits fine. So one thing I haven't put back in, see I talk about that I found I need space for the bunnies, is the scarf. So if I left it open, that would easily sit on top. Obviously protects everything, and I can still carry it. But it's probably the one thing I wouldn't when I've got the wet bag in there. I can take that out. Without that, I've got space for bunnies. they will go in there. My keys would go in this pocket here, which is empty, or they go on the leash, which is just there. Yeah, so there is considerable more space in the Midi Amber than you get in the Midi Lennox, but that is perfect. That would take me out. I've got 2 sets of clothes in there. I can get the snacks in there. I've got a drink. I've got my glasses. I've got all the wipes I would want, and my purse. So that would certainly do me an afternoon out. And you probably noticed I have both sets of straps. So at the end of the video, I'm going to do kind of an on the body and the straps thing. I keep both sets of straps on this bag. I find that's too long to do grabbing. That's perfect for grabbing. I like to grab it and go out of the car like that. And then I actually prefer to carry it if I'm carrying it for longer on the shortest setting like that. But I'll do a proper thing at the end of those. So have I found it useful? Yes. It is my most used Kerikit bag, alongside my work, from a work bags, which obviously I use all the time. This is a great sort of grab and go. Yeah, kind of mum bag. You can have it. I take that out. I've got no child stuff in here. I've got my own drink. Put my scarf back in, down the bottom there. As a mum bag, I've literally changed it from one to the other, because all the other stuff in here I would still use anyway, particularly now we're having to use all the wipes and stuff. Remove the tokidoki at some point. It's just the perfect size. So obviously I have a full size Lennox sitting here as well, and you're probably wondering, oh, she did from Amber to Midi. I'm going to do really quickly, so I don't want these videos to get too long, the full size. So obviously I can put a bigger bottle and a much bigger bottle than this in here. I will again use the same layout, exactly the same layout. So I'm going to quickly do this, exactly the same layout as I have in the Midi Lennox. Now I am struggling more than I did with that one because it's flopping in on itself, but I'm hoping once I get some of these things in the bottom pocket, start to behave itself a little bit more. I bother with the other pockets. So there's the wallet. I will again put it in the same pocket. Now you saw it took me a little bit more of a jiggling to get it in the pocket on the Midi Lennox, but the large Lennox it just falls in the pocket. And obviously I can put the other stuff in the front pockets as well, but I won't do that for the purpose of the video, and I will put that back in. So for me, this is good afternoon out. Put the cuddle blanket back in as well. So I've got the space. Everything's just falling into a puddle of leather. Put that out so you can just see underneath. There's just so much space. It's just tons of space on top of there. I keep that right at the bottom of the bag. I'll just put that up. Put that right at the bottom. Everything's in its pockets. I could just get absolutely tons more. In fact, I have it to my side, my magic, a Jujubee Be Cool. Now, bearing in mind the clothes are on the bottom of the bag, which I wouldn't necessarily get to on a regular basis, I can add, for snacks, I can add that Be Cool, and I can still get maybe a bit more neater. I can still get that in, and I can still zip that up. So I think where there was not so much difference between the full-size amber and the midi amber, there is a bigger difference, or it feels like there's a much bigger difference between the full-size Lennox and the Midi Lennox. And this is now packed full with a Be Cool on top. Let's take that out again. You know, but I can still get the rabbits in here. You know, it's a huge bag, and it just feels that there is more of a difference between the two, but that doesn't detract. That actually makes it easier to have both, because they're whilst they look the same, they are very different bags. This is an absolute ton holder. But you know, so is the full size amber. It's just the midi amber is able to take more in its midi size than from the full and the Midi Lennox. So lots of different comparisons here. I hope both of these parts have really helped you, and thank you for watching, and I can't wait for the Midi Joy to join the collection. I do have a full-size Joy, so I can't wait for one of those to join and then do part 3. Hi, as promised, on the body of the Midi Lennox and the full-size Lennox to give you the comparisons. This obviously is my beautiful Midi in the antique rose. This is the short strap, so it goes up on here. This bag is quite packed. This is the one I decided to kind of use for this week. This one's packed up. It's got a nice comfortable length between here, but I do find it a little bit awkward trying to get things in and out of my bag if I'm frequently going in and out of my bag. So I tend to prefer to carry it on the shortest setting. Oops. Around that way, like that. If I know I'm going to be in and out of my bag quite a lot, or I'm carrying it for a longer period of time, I just find that more comfortable. Slight adjustment to here, and then I can wear it crossbody. I like it to come there. I'm 5'6". I've not done a huge amount of adjustment. There's still all that adjustment to go. So it can be quite a very long strap, this one. But I just, that is my preference. So I get my full-size Lennox. Again, with the short strap. This is actually a slightly longer strap, which creates a lower bit here, and obviously the larger Lennox does kind of hobo there. But I do find that it feels like a lot of bag underneath my arm, even if it isn't packed. I do prefer. That's quite comfortable, but I do also keep the strap on this one as well, on its shortest setting. That again is also a really good length for me. Crossbody on the full size Lennox, I don't adjust the strap because I find that ideal for the full size Lennox. So I really hope these have helped, these videos. I'm happy to do any other combinations anyone might need, but here they are. Full size and Midi at the Lennox. Thank you for watching.